Hello everyone, welcome to Redbust US channel. Today we have an update from SEVP on guidance for fall 2020. This is a significant announcement. So in this video, we will look at all these aspects, what it means for current F1 students, what does the regulation mean, what they have announced in the past, and also look at other aspects if it impacts OPT and STEM OPT. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to our channel for getting regular updates. Okay, first thing is this is the news that came in today. As you can see, it says that SEVP is basically, which most of you should know, student and exchange visitor program, which actually administers the F1 visa and M visa programs, and it's a part of U.S. immigration and customs enforcement. So what they've done is they've announced, a big change in the way they actually give flexibility to schools. So that's the whole thing about, and it impacts a lot of students. So first thing is, before we get into the details, I believe it's important for all of you to understand what is the regulation that's behind number of online classes. So as per regulation, right, this is this is the requirement, right? You cannot take more than one online class or 3 credits per session to be counted towards a full course requirement or study requirement, right? Basically, if you're a full-time student, you need to be enrolled in full time, and you need to have about 9 credits or 3 courses in a semester or a quarter, depending on the university, right? Most of these you need to be in full time status. So what they're saying is, to be in that status, you can only take one online class. This is the general regulation. Yeah. So this is where day one city programs try to basically violate some of these statuses, and that's why USCIS kind of gives these that they did not maintain status and all sorts of things. Yeah. Now, this also says that there are no online classes for students with F1 and their language study program. So this is the regulation. I'm telling this is because it's important for most of you to understand. Nothing has changed. This has been the way in the past. So this is not a new rule. Yeah. Now, what they've done is, now looking at the news, right? So what they've announced in March, this is the announcement that they did in March. So basically they sent an announcement telling that they have given flexibility to schools, basically to follow any procedures or adaptations without giving any guidance. So they gave it at the discretion of the schools to take some actions during the COVID situation, so that they don't have to inform them before they implement something, right? So, but they still have to inform them, but not right away. And also they've announced a form, right? I mean, which a template that actually they need to fill and send out, on the changes what have been done. So here are some of the questions, right? Like how does your school plan on maintaining F1 students and oversight of the program, all sorts of things, right? How does your school plan to ensure they are all maintaining full course of study? So these are some questions. It's a 3-page form. So this is what was given by guidance by us, ICE or SEVP in March. So this is this is what used to work until today, but they've actually announced this change today, modifying what was announced on March 9th. And what the change that has been announced today for fall 2020 for F and M visa students is this. So if you're going to take full online courses, imagine your school is they've completely, there is a state or local regulation, or or the school plans to only offer online classes for this semester because of the pandemic. In such cases, basically in such cases, you cannot really stay in the school, or you cannot enter to that school, right? So they're clearly telling that F and M students cannot take full online classes load and be in the US. And also what they said is, no F1 or M visas will be given to such students attending such kind of schools, for fall 2020. Imagine, you're going to University of California, right? Berkeley, whatever, right? And then, let's say UC Berkeley tells that, okay, this semester, because of COVID, we are not going to have any in-person classes, but it will be completely online. So in such cases, if you will not be able to get a visa stamping in your home country. Yeah? So that's what this means. The second one is, CBP will not allow you to even enter if your school is functioning fully online. Imagine the same situation, let's say UC Berkeley, for example. Again, I'm not telling UC Berkeley is doing this, but just as an example, right? Imagine, you have visa for that particular school, but they choose to do only online, and you went to your home country for some vacation or some other things. Now, you want to enter the country, but CBP will not allow you because you're not going to be attending in-person classes. Yeah. So this is very, very important for you if you're outside of the country now. And the third one is you need to depart US or transfer to an in-person school if you are attending a school that has only online classes. What it means is, let's say your school announced that okay, they are going to have only online classes this semester. Then your only option is to either go back to your home country or transfer to a school that offers in-person, classes. So this is what them. And if you do not comply with these, you are technically violating student status, and you can be subject to removal proceedings or you can be deported. So this is what they're telling, right? So you should not really violate the law. Now, the second one is, let's say you are in a university attending normal in-person classes, then you're fine. You can only take one online class. So this is as per regulation, what I just covered in the beginning of the video. So you should take only one online class. You're not allowed to take more than that, and you need to follow all regulatory guidelines as well, right? And the second scenario is, let's say your school offers a hybrid model of classes, right? A hybrid model is nothing but where you have a mix of online and in-person classes, right? Let's say, I don't know, X percentage of the classes will be online, X will be in person, or you'll have certain activities. Again, there is no clear definition given by ICE or SEVP on this. But what they say is, if there is a hybrid model, then they will be allowed to take more than one online classes because it's technically hybrid model class and not really a fully online class. And I-20 needs to indicate this changes, right? That no, that in such kind of situations, that it should tell that no, not all of them are online classes, and they do not plan to take all of them as online classes. So basically, your DSO should issue an I-20 indicating the same. And now let's say you joined the university, or you're in the university and your classes are going on, and suddenly in the middle of the program, let's say you start fall, and then let's say in October or so, then they say that, oh, we have to go now fully online. Then it's a big problem, right? You can't really take be in status when that thing comes in. So you need to leave the US at that point of time, or you need to transfer the schools to be again in status. So this is a very tricky situation. So if university changes its stance, so they're clearly telling that you can't change stance in the middle. That's what they want to say, right? Now, the other one is, there are many students who come and who do a language program, right, on either an F1 visa or, so in such cases, you cannot take in online classes. So this is as per regulation, as I covered. But again, here is what the regulation says. If an F1 student is in any course of study, language study program, no online or distant education classes may be considered towards the study requirement. Yeah, so this is actually as per regulation. Nothing has changed here, but they're just highlighting that you cannot really be in the country. Yeah. So second one is for M1 students. So again, same situation. This is also regulatory text, as you see in the screenshot. No online classes maybe are considered towards an M1 students program, right? So this is what they say as well. Again, this is nothing has changed. This has been in the past. They're just emphasizing that if you are in online situation, they will not accept that you cannot be in the country. Now, what are some of the regulation? What are some of the actions that you need to take as a student or a DSO are outlined here, right? So, firstly, DSOs need to issue new I-20s with remarks on these classes, right? If they plan to be fully online or hybrid model, or like in-person classes, so they need to issue new I-20s. So all new I-20s need to be issued within 21 business days. That's what they said, right? And so this has to happen for all new students as well as continuing students. And they said that prioritized students are going to be outside of the US so that they can get stamping and come into the US. Yeah, so this is what they're suggesting. And these schools have to inform SEVP as well that what they plan to do. So that they could follow that, right? Now, in terms of taking courses outside of US, let's say you're a student who outside of the country, you went to your home country for summer and you plan to come back in fall, but now your school is planning on only offering online courses. In such situations, right, you can take courses of being outside of US and also maintain your SEVI status as active, right? So this is very, very good news for some of the students who are stuck outside the country and who cannot come because they don't have to delay their graduation because they cannot enter US. So in such cases, DSO will give you a new I-20 with the remarks stating the same. So this will help, for you to maintain your service status and so that you can come back when things get better next semester, right? So this is what they say. Now, looking at OPT, STEM OPT, and CPT, right? So, what does that impact, right? So, for these curricular practical training or any practical training, it's a generic statement that they've given. So, what they say is you can remain in active status and continue your practical training as long as you're maintaining status. So, here is the official text as part of the broadcast message that was sent to stakeholders, right? It clearly tells for fall 2020 semester, who are F&M students who are already in the US may remain in active status in service if they make normal progress in a program of study or engage in approved practical training. It's very, very important. Approved practical training. So the practical training, which is either CPT, it has to be approved by the by the DSO or the school, right? Either as part of the program, which is nothing but CPT, or following the completion of program of study. So the following completion of program of study indicates the OPT and STEM OPT. So it does not really change or does not really impact students on OPT or STEM OPT. They can continue to be in status, but all they need to do is they probably need to get an I-20 from their DSO indicating the same. So that's about it, folks. It's going to be a huge impact for many of the students who plan to arrive in US or for studying this fall, or who are already in the US, and if their schools are doing this. So already some big schools have announced that they're going to be fully online. So this is going to be a huge impact for students. So definitely, do reach out to your DSO and then get this clarified. So please do not violate any rules and get into trouble. Again, thank you for watching. Do subscribe for updates. So hopefully it was helpful for you, and subscribe for getting regular updates. Thank you again for watching.